A logical day to all of you, and here we are with the discussion of the first editorial of the second day of the month of March, and that is for Punjab's sake. Here it is, right? I hope you have been reading something about what went on earlier in the sense a few many years back, not a few but many years back, what was going on in Punjab. All that is now coming back into news. So let us see how. So the Supreme Court's reminder to both Punjab CM Bhagwant Singh Mann and Governor Banwari Lal Purohit to perform their constitutional duties with a sense of decorum and mature statesmanship couldn't have come at a more opportune moment. At a more opportune moment means this was a very right moment, you can say, that when the Supreme Court has reminded the CM as well as the governor to come up with their duties or performance of their duties in a very mature manner. Statesmanship मतलब the person who is holding the position, तो उसे उस position का ध्यान रख के उस तरीके से उसका behavior conduct होना चाहिए, right? Now, at the helm of the sensitive border state, the unpleasantries between the two men go back to last September when the state government accused the center of launching Operation Lotus to poach its legislatures and the governor refused assent to an assembly session for tabling a trust motion. At the helm of means at a controlling position. Sensitive border state है, controlling position पे है, a person who is able to make decisions, that means he is at the helm of the affairs. Right? To poach its legislatures, poaching karna ya poach karna matlab shikar karna. In that sense, it is used, right? And the governor refused assent. It did not give the agreement or approval to an assembly session for tabling a trust motion. It is at about the same time too that the state saw the emergence in the public domain of a new self-styled ideologue, potentially scratching old wounds. This is what I was talking about. स्क्रैचिंग ओल्ड वुंड्स का मतलब हो गया पुराने जख्म कुरेद के निकालना मतलब लॉन्ग पास कुछ कई साल पहले जो कुछ हुआ था राइट विच हर्ट द पीपल अ लॉट पीपल ऑफ पंजाब अ लॉट राइट सो नाउ दिस इज स्क्रैचिंग द ओल्ड वुंड्स वही बातें फिर से सामने आ रही हैं रिकॉलिंग डार्क डेज ऑफ अ पास्ट द स्टेट हैज मूव्ड ऑन फ्रॉम मतलब उन पुराने दिनों की याद उसको छोड़ के दे हैव मूव्ड ऑन the state has moved on. What has happened now in just a near past is something that is reminding us of that old past. So the ruling Aam Aadmi Party, which came to power in Punjab with a heavy burden of high expectations after winning 92 of the 117 seats in the assembly elections last year, confronts specters of the past amid a politics of distrust. Politics of distrust, that means the people there may not be trusting the government 100%, राइट एंड स्पेक्टर्स ऑफ द पास्ट का मतलब होता है पुराने दिनों या पास्ट के दिनों में या पास्ट के जमाने में जो कुछ भी उन्होंने देखा था दैट वाज द negative specter. This specter is a negative word, right? So then they are reminded of all that. So the disquieting incident in which a mob led by so-called preacher Amrit Mal Singh stormed a police station in the border district of Amritsar has brought back memories of a time when the state was held hostage by young men fired up by ideologies of hate and fear, raising the bogey of a separate state. Right? So this is what was happening years back when the young people or the youth of that state, they took up arms against the took up arms in the sense that they had that ideology that they want a separate state. ठीक है तो फायर्ड अप का मतलब होता है इंस्टिगेट करना प्रोवोक करना आग लगाना उसमें तो इट वाज हेल्ड होस्टेज बाय मींस इट वाज इन द ग्रिप ऑफ दोस यंग पीपल हु वर फिल्ड विद दैट आइडिया कि नहीं हमें तो एक पंजाब का एक अलग से स्टेट चाहिए ठीक है और यही बताने यही याद दिलाने हुआ था ये इंसिडेंट ऑफ अमृतपाल सिंह इन जस्ट अ फ्यू डेज बैक and this incident was disquieting. We have done this word disquieting many times in the previous 7 to 8 days only. I think so. We have done this word, right? So disquieting is something that is upsetting, something that is disturbing. तो ये इंसिडेंट से इतना पूरा पंजाब या पूरा देश इतना हिल गया कि आखिर ये हो क्या रहा है, बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंड वाज दिस सो कॉल्ड preacher, he stormed a police station. All of you must have read about this incident definitely. Storm का मतलब होता है एकदम तूफानी रफ्तार से या तूफान के जैसा गुस्से में. अच्छा, स्टॉर्म का मतलब एक तूफान भी होता है, दूसरा स्टॉर्म का मतलब गुस्सा भी होता है. तो गुस्से में जिस तरीके से, दैट मीन्स विद एंगर, द वे दे वुड अप्रोच a place or the way they would move ahead, that will be called storming a police station, right? So with hate and anger, ye ho gaya. Let's come to the main point here. So this was talking about the time, and when he said that it is a more opportune moment, इससे ज्यादा और कोई सही समय नहीं होता. तो ये जो इंसिडेंट हुआ उसके हिसाब से सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने रिमाइंड किया CM को as well as the governor that, see, both of you have together to perform your duties, but that too according to the decorum of your position, right? So you don't need to be at loggerheads with each other. Together they should actually handle the things that are going on in the state. And it is an opportune movement because why? Because now also these old wounds are being scratched up and it is bringing back memories. See, all this was the main point, that the incident of today is actually bringing back the old memories which are not so very pleasant. That becomes your first point. Now, the toll this misguided movement took on Punjab and its people continues to cause immense pain even now. Right? See, only a thought of it is also going to disturb several families in the state, or rather across the country also. कि मतलब तब क्या हालत थी, because many people have gone through a lot there, right? So टोल का मतलब है कितने लोग उन इंसिडेंट्स में मारे भी गए, वो भी होता है. पर मिसगाइडेड मूवमेंट था ये. यहीं से पहले से ही उसने बता दिया ऑथर ने कि देखो ये मूवमेंट जो भी था, इट वाज नॉट अ गोइंग इन द राइट डायरेक्शन, इट वाज अ मिसगाइडेड वन. And it had given immense pain. So the same thing is returning. So the wannabe ideologue is raising old issues that have continued to linger unaddressed, right? So जितने भी issues थे या जो issues थे, old issues थे, they are still lingering. मतलब कहीं ना कहीं वो अभी भी चल रहे हैं passages में, corridors में, उसे linger कहते हैं. ठीक है, some way or the other in the administration, in the governance, or in the people, in the society, these things are going on, but unaddressed. So issues are going on. Unaddressed means they have not catered to the issues. अभी कुछ उसका हल नहीं निकाला है. So not paid attention to these things. So therefore it is called unaddressed. Some of these, like the division of river waters, dispute over the state capital, and demand for greater devolution of powers, were at the heart of the militancy in the 1980s. So these are the issues which have not been tackled appropriately, and these issues have been going on since 1980s. Now there is an overlay of fresh grievances such as lack of justice in incidents of sacrilege of Guru Granth Sahib and unmet demands for the release of Sikh political prisoners, some of whom have been behind bars for over 3 decades now. This is capped by Punjab's continuing drug problem that has ravaged its young, and that was one of the main reasons, along with the sacrilege cases, for the defeat of both the Shiromani Akali Dal, which had achieved a hat trick with 2 successive wins not too long ago, and the Congress in elections last year. ठीक है, इसका मतलब 2 बार शिरोमणि अकाली दल ये बने थे, and they were at the helm of the affairs in the state. That means उनकी पार्टी बनी थी. And last year एक बार कांग्रेस की पार्टी बनी थी. ठीक है, it actually बनी नहीं थी. It wins not too long ago, Congress in elections last year, right? But it was like these sacrilege cases and the drug problem. Before that, what it mentioned was demand for greater devolution of powers, division of river waters, and dispute over the state capital. So you can see that this whole passage, this part of the paragraph is actually dealing with the issues that have not been given proper attention. So the governor has noted with dismay the toll that drugs continue to take during his tours of the state. Amritpal Singh, who is using religion as cover, is promising deliverance from the drug problem to work up support amongst the masses. अब सपोर्ट नहीं चाहिए masses का किस बारे में वही पुरानी चीजों को सामने लाने में they need the support of the masses. And how are they actually alluring or attracting the masses towards themselves, towards their movement? It is by promising that, see, you all are troubled by these drug things, drug problem is there existing, so I'll put an end to this drug problem. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से जो गरीब लोग हैं, मासेस हैं, कॉमन पीपल हैं, वो इसकी तरफ हो जाएंगे. दिस इज व्हाट हिज इंटेंशन इज. Otherwise, these are the problems that the author has mentioned. Right? So, this again, as I had said, problems, and it continues to cause immense pain even now. That means, whatever was in the 1980s, it was quite disturbing, right? And a misguided one. Same thing is happening now because these issues have been left unaddressed. The fact that he challenged the state power and got the police to capitulate to his demand is bound to embolden him. Capitulate हमें समझना पड़ेगा यहाँ पर क्योंकि तुमने इंसिडेंट पढ़ा हुआ है, right? And therefore you might know what happened, that he challenged the state power, he challenged the center also, and then he made the police given. So capitulate would be given. पुलिस ने उसकी बात मान ली, सुन ली, उसके डिमांड को फुलफिल कर दिया. वो जिसको छुड़ाना चाहते थे, आई वोंट टेक द नेम्स हियर नाउ, राइट, वो कर लिया और इससे उसमें ज्यादा हिम्मत आ जाएगी, राइट. दैट इज गोइंग टू मेक हिम बोल्ड. दैट इज the way the police capitulated to his demand. It is bound to embolden him. Although his use of the holy book has riled many in the community, होली बुक का उन्होंने नाम लिया तो उसकी वजह से या जिस तरीके से उन्होंने कुछ कहा उसकी वजह से कम्युनिटी में, सिख कम्युनिटी में, देर आर मेनी पीपल हु आर गेटिंग annoyed at this, who are getting angry at it. So riled would mean getting annoyed or disapproving of something. Right? Now it's urgent. क्योंकि ये सब पूरा इंसिडेंट हुआ था. अब अर्जेंसी क्या है? That the chief minister and the governor pull together to nip trouble in the bud. Right? To nip something in the bud का मतलब होता है कि जैसे ही कोई चीज शुरू होती है उसी प्रॉब्लम को उसी समय खत्म कर देना. Right? As the problem arises, trying to resolve the problem at that very time is called nipping in the bud. I think so. A few days ago, I had mentioned this idiom. So to nip something in the bud, they must address the long. Now they must address means the author is now giving a suggestion of what they should do. One, it is urgent that both of them pull together to resolve this problem. Second, the long list of pending issues that call for their attention. इसके पहले वाले पार्ट में उसने हमने कहा था सेकंड स्लाइड में that there are many issues that are still existing there and have not been resolved. So now the task of the CM and the governor would be that to come together, tackle the problem and try resolving the issues that call for their attention. मतलब जो अपना गवर्नमेंट का ध्यान अपनी तरफ लेना चाहते हैं, that is to call for attention. Instead of taking aim at each other, both Chief Minister Man and Governor Purohit must play their respective roles in ensuring that trouble and troublemakers are kept at bay. So trouble and troublemakers को हम कहाँ रखेंगे? पास में तो नहीं बिठाएंगे. तो kept at bay का मतलब आ जाएगा तुम्हें कि they have to be, you will be avoiding those people, you will be preventing those people from prevent someone from affecting you. That will be to keep somebody at bay का मतलब होता है तुम उसे अपने तरफ अपने ऊपर कोई असर ना होने दो. So you are trying to, or rather you are preventing them. Not trying to, but yes, you are preventing them. So we got the main points here. First paragraph, second part, and the third paragraph. So first was talking about, see, this was a very opportune movement that the SC has reminded the governor as well as the CM that, see, you need to behave now. What is the decorum of your position? यू आर द सीएम, यू आर द गवर्नर, तो उस हिसाब से उस मुताबिक तुम अपना बिहेवियर करो. अब क्या करना है तुम्हें? स्टेट में ये प्रॉब्लम हो गई है दैट द पीपल आर गेट बीइंग रिमाइंडेड ऑफ द ओल्ड थिंग्स, राइट, ऑफ द पास्ट, द disturbances that were there, the problems that they had faced, the issues that were there, and what was the situation in the state in those days of 1980s. Now, what happened here in February this year, now, just a few days back, is reminiscent of those old days. So people will be like maybe angry. The people may be reminded of what they have gone through, all the pain that they have gone through, right? So, the according to the author, there are specific issues that have been left unaddressed, right? The state has not given attention to it. So now is the time where these issues should be tackled, these issues should be resolved. Otherwise, the people are going to means they would be again filled, or they will be attracted towards this person who is this Amritpal Singh, who is coming, who has come and reminded the people of those old days of Punjab, right? And he, what is he trying to do? One thing, he's trying to pull the masses towards him. So that means again he is giving rise to that sort of, very subtly he's giving rise to that movement again. And according to that, they become the trouble and the troublemakers. So what is the, according to the author, what is the CM and the governor expected to do now is to join hands and play their respective roles so that such kinds of people or such thoughts should be prevented. The masses should not get affected by all this that is going on. I hope you have understood this a little better. This was the main point in the last paragraph. Yes, it was indicating that this is the right time and what should be done. So must address की बात आ रही है, pending list and all that. Right. So we have just done this together. So, if I give the main idea here, they must pull. देखो फिर इसका main idea भी author का यही था कि वो करना चाहिए. So he is suggesting them only now what they should do, because in a fraught moment is something that is filled with pain, filled with sadness, right? Filled with problems. उसे fraught moment कहेंगे instead of taking aim at each other. As I said earlier कि being at loggerheads उनको नहीं जरूरत है, अभी एक दूसरे के खिलाफ नहीं रहना है, एक दूसरे के साथ होके इस प्रॉब्लम का, इस मुसीबत का सामना करना है. That is the end point of the author's article. कि आखिर करना क्या है, and this is what is expected of the CM and the governor to do. Yes, quite a big list of vocabulary we have today. The words here, decorum is, if you can understand from the word decor, it means a dignity or the modesty. So decorum of the meeting hota hai, decorum of the place hota hai, decorum of your क्या बोल सकते हैं हम, decorum of the position होता है. Right. So if there's a principal in the school, he or she should work according to that position. If it is a governor, if it is a CM, if it is a manager, if it is a director, if it is a CEO, whoever it is, they have to work according to the decorum, or they need to maintain the decorum. ये भी बहुत बार आता है. To maintain the decorum of the meeting. ठीक है, मतलब जहां जिस जगह पे हो उस तरीके को सही ढंग से बिहेवियर करेंगे अगर वहां पर, तो दैट इज व्हाट इज एक्सपेक्टेड, एंड दैट इज सिंपल वर्ड इज डिग्निटी एंड मॉडेस्टी. Opportune you all can understand, but I'm giving a small word I'm giving you here, that is apt. Apt appropriate का short form नहीं होता है, लेकिन उसके हिसाब से आप समझ सकते हो, it is a proper word only. So apt would stand for appropriate, right? And what is not appropriate, that becomes inapt. Assent. Assent is approval, agreement, sanction. अपनी हामी भर देना कि हाँ ऐसा सही है. Disquieting हम कर चुके हैं, disturbing, troubling, upsetting. Stormed we did discuss it, and this is what is fumed or raged. तो with anger हम इसमें कर सकते हैं कि storm मतलब गुस्सा, तो उसको आप लगा दो उसमें, you can understand it well then. Linger is to loiter around. एंड वेन यू आर लॉइटरिंग अराउंड, वाले इधर उधर धीरे धीरे आराम से आलसी के साथ चल रहे हो, तो उसे डीले ही कहेंगे हम, डीले एंड डॉडल. अनएड्रेस, हम कई बार लिंगर वर्ड को हम थॉट्स के साथ भी यूज कर सकते हैं, लिंगरिंग थॉट्स ऑफ द इवनिंग. Like yesterday you had gone to a party, or yesterday you spent your time with some friend, and then next day or for the few days more, you'll be thinking of those times, right? So उसे कहते हैं lingering thoughts. Unaddressed is not paid attention to. You can understand sacrilege is disrespect or violation of the sanctity of that particular place. उसे sacrilege कहेंगे, जिसे हम desecration भी कहते हैं, desecrate होता है, ठीक है? और profanity something that is made unholy, right? Profane is to make something unholy. Desecration का opposite होता है consecrate. मतलब किसी को होली बना देना वो कॉन्सिक्रेशन होगा, किसी को अनहोली बना देना वो डेसिक्रेशन होगा. डेसिक्रेशन इज सिमिलर टू सैक्रिलेज. कैप्ड, कैप का मतलब होता है ऊपर से किसी का ढक्कन लगा देना, और क्या, राइट? तो ये कैप हो जाती है, ठीक है? ये सिर है, ऊपर से कैप पहन लो, तो दिस हैज बीन कैप्ड. तो इफ समथिंग इज कैप्ड, इसका मतलब वो स्टॉप हो गया, या तो प्लग लगा दिया, दैट इज कॉल्ड प्लग्ड. मतलब उसे रोक देना, ऐसा. ravaged, the storm ravaged the city or the villages. ravage का मतलब होता है पूरी तरीके से डिस्ट्रॉय कर देना. रेव से आ जाता है वर्ड ravaged. Capitulate, we understood it in the discussion only. It is to cede or to give in. I had given you a simple word, given. मतलब किसी और की बात आसानी से मान लेना, वो capitulate होता है. तो submit, succumb, cede or relent. Embolden is to make strong, ठीक है? एनकरेज मतलब अगर पुलिस ने उनकी ये बात मान ली, तो अब इस इंसिडेंट से क्या होगा, उनमें और हिम्मत हो जाएगी कि ठीक है अब कल को कुछ और बड़ा मांगेंगे तो पुलिस को देना पड़ेगा. इन दैट वे ही इज एक्चुअली इंसिगेटेड, और ही इज एक्चुअली बिकमिंग बोल्ड इन दैट मैनर. राइल्ड वी डिड, इरिटेटेड, एनॉयड, ये सिंपल वर्ड है राइल्ड का, लेकिन आप पीक्ड और वेक्स्ड लिख सकते हो इफ यू नो दीज टू वर्ड्स. एनॉयड एंड इरिटेटेड इफ यू नो, so you can write the meaning of riled as peaked and vexed. Now, in this article, we had a few idioms plus phrases. ठीक है? phrasal verbs देखो. एक तो idiom हो गया हमारे पास at the helm of. At the helm of का मतलब होता है एक decision making power होता है जिसके पास, ठीक है? A person who is in charge of, तो he is at the helm of affairs. तो he is in charge of the whole event. ठीक है? Now, held hostage by का कोई ऐसा मीनिंग नहीं है. I took this because I need to understand this phrase. To held hostage by somebody, ठीक है? So that means a passive formation, किसी के द्वारा उनको पकड़ के बिठाया गया या रखा गया. Fired up, फायर इज रिलेटेड टू आग, तो उस हिसाब से समझ सकते हो किसी को प्रोवोक करना, इंस्टिगेट करना, आग लगाना, दैट वुड बी फायर्ड अप. Nip trouble in the bud or something. Nip in the bud would be the idiom here. So it is to put an end to something just as it starts. Call for the attention again. So that means attention needs to be given. They need attention to be given. Okay. Kept at bay, to keep something away, that is prevent something from affecting you, is to be kept at bay. उसे दूर ही रखना है अपने साथ, उसे कहते हैं keep at bay. So I hope you have done this much. So it is the end of today's discussion. And you have got quite many words. Yesterday also we had quite many words. So सोचो तुमने Monday को ज़्यादा words नहीं थे. I avoided giving you the words. Not avoided, I did not give you the words because no new words were there. But then I hope you are writing down the words in your notebook and you'll be revising them, say, on Friday or Saturday, right? Because Sunday you will be taking the quiz then. So that's all for today. And thank you and have a logical day ahead.